Hey guys, it's Simeon. This is Pro Wrestling Unlimited as we are here on the 20. Nope, I read that way wrong. The 6th. I saw the 2 and the 6 from 12/6 and read it as 26. It's only the 6th of December. Don't worry, we didn't miss Christmas. 6th of December 2020 to talk about everything that went down tonight at NXT. And let's see if I can do it. WarGames. That was all right. Anyways, we're here to talk about WarGames. I thought this show was incredible. The 2 WarGames matches were really great. The main event match was just beyond anything I could have expected. I thought the men's WarGames match tonight may have been and some may want to argue me on this, best WarGames match we've had in the 4 years they've done it now. 17, 18, 19, 20. I think they started in 2017. When did they start WarGames? 2017? NXT WarGames. Yeah, 2017. So I thought the men's match tonight was just probably the best WarGames match they've done so far. And so we'll get into all of this. I want to say thank you guys for joining me here tonight. Twitch.tv/PW Unlimited or on YouTube, youtube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Remember, you can be part of the show by texting your thoughts in to 510-906-1341. And hey, guess what? If you're watching live, when we're done talking about WarGames, you can use that same text number to call in because I'm taking calls tonight. I'm going to do it now. For pay-per-views, if I don't have a co-host, you guys get to be the co-host. You guys get to call in at the end of the show. I will be putting that number in the live chat periodically for you guys. It is 510-906-1341. Also, remember, if you are here on Twitch, all the money we are making from Twitch is going back to help families that have been displaced by the Creek Fire here in Central California. All the money we do make is going to help families in need, especially as we get close to Christmas. As I've stated before, I know families personally that have been displaced. I know one family that has finally got to go home. I know another family that lost their home. So, unfortunate. And like I said, the one family I know that got to go home spent 2 months living with relatives 45 minutes away. So, it's very unfortunate. You guys can help out a couple of different ways, either by hitting that donate button down below, donating bits right here on Twitch, or with a subscription. You can subscribe one of 2 ways, either with a tiered subscription, or if Amazon Prime is your call, that's what you can use. Because if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Prime Gaming. And with Prime Gaming, you get 1 free subscription to any Twitch channel that you want to subscribe to for the entire month. And it doesn't cost you anything extra. It's lumped right in with the $190, I think it is, or the $12 a month that you're paying. The $190 for the year, $12 a month you're paying to Amazon already to have Amazon Prime. Not only can you get your packages here before Christmas, but you can subscribe to us for absolutely free. No extra charge. Pro Wrestling Unlimited right here on Twitch. But with that, we are here to talk about NXT TakeOver WarGames. So the show kicks off with the women's war. Actually, hold the phone. I need to talk about something else before we even get into the main show. So they advertised the kickoff show, or as in NXT they call it the pre-show. And they said it was going to be hosted by Sam Roberts with Wade Barrett and Ariel Helwani. So I'm watching this pre-show, and I'm watching, and I'm like, where's the hell is Ariel Helwani? Where is Ariel Helwani? And I'm still watching, and I'm still watching, and watching, and watching. And there's about 5 minutes left. Okay, I take that back. There's about 10 to 15 minutes left. And we get the 2 guys from The Bump. Matt Camp, and I don't know the other guy's name because I don't watch The Bump. Ryan Palopo? I don't know. I don't know his name. Anyways, we get the Bump guys, and they're talking. And then there's like 3 minutes left in the show. And hey, there's Pat. Or no, there's Sam Roberts. There's Wade Barrett. Still no sign of Ariel Helwani, and all of a sudden they patch him in via his home. We finally get Ariel Helwani. He talks for a couple of minutes, and then we go into the main card, the main show. It's like, really? I get advertising him, but don't say that he's going to be part of the pre-show panel if he's not going to be there the whole time. Even if they patched him in, He needed to be there more than 2 minutes for the way they advertised him. But regardless, that's a good get for WWE. Basically, the number one, journalist in all of MMA for the last a lot of years. So the show kicks off with the Women's WarGames match. Team Candice versus Team Shotzi. The match started off slow, as you would expect, with Candice and Dakota Kai and Ember Moon. Team Shotzi, not really much happened in those first 5 minutes, and Team Shotzi had the man advantage. Oh, forgot to mention, Shotzi came out with a new tank. So Dakota Kai's already in the ring. Shotzi comes out with a new and improved tank, and she shoots a missile as Dakota Kai was leaning up against the cage. So she shoots the missile, and Dakota's like, what was that? I didn't expect to see that happen. I thought it was pretty funny. But like I said, Dakota Kai, Ember Moon started off the match. I thought they were really good early on. They flowed really well. Missed a spot or two, but nothing bad, nothing egregious. And for the first 5 minutes, it was just these two until Raquel Gonzalez would make her way down into the ring. She hit power moves. No, I skipped the whole thing. No, hold on. My notes are out of order. Give me 2 seconds, guys. All right, here we go. So, the psychology got strange in this match, with the babyfaces maintaining a 2-on-1 advantage. Blackheart attacked Kai with kicks as Moon recovered. Kai, the heel, fought off both opponents. Kai and Blackheart, because Shotzi came out second, made their way to the top turnbuckle, but Moon put Kai in the electric chair and Blackheart landed a drop kick, kind of like a Doomsday Device variation. Raquel Gonzalez would come out next. She hit power moves on both opponents, including a flurry with power bombs on Blackheart into the cage. Gonzalez picked up Kai with a fireman's carry and spun around. A little airplane spin here. She then used Kai as a weapon. Kai hit an assisted diving double clothesline over the gap between the two rings before Rhea Ripley would make her way down to the ring. Ripley came out next for Team Team Shotzi. I'm all kinds of confused here. Ripley and Gonzalez faced off, but Kai attacked Ripley. Ripley fought off both opponents and hit a series of power moves on Kai as her partners took on Gonzalez. Moon hit a diving lung blower, and Blackheart hit a code red on Gonzalez before Ripley opened Blackheart's toolbox. Because remember, Shotzi threw a toolbox into the ring. Forgot to mention that earlier. Pulled out a hammer. Using the hammer as a weapon, Ripley beat down Dakota Kai. But Gonzalez fought off both Blackheart and Moon. Gonzalez and Ripley brawled with each other until Toni Storm would enter the ring for Team LeRae. She came down and went straight at Ripley with a German suplex. Storm brought in kendo sticks and attacked Ripley with one. Ripley was whipped into the exposed turnbuckle that Toni Storm had exposed. They actually exposed a couple of them. Team Candice then beat down their opponents until two simultaneous Tower of Doom spots happened, leaving all 6 wrestlers down. And this was, I get it, and it's just like you got to know your new circumstances. You're in an arena or you're in a building now where the crowd noise is not going to always over-encompass the wrestlers in the ring. And so you've got 3 women on one side. I think it was Dakota, Shotzi, and Raquel. On the other side, you've got Rhea's got, I want to say, Toni on her shoulders. Maybe it was Dakota. I can't remember. Might have been Toni. It doesn't matter. She had one of the other team members on her shoulders. So Moon was going to do like a doomsday deal. Moon climbs to the top rope, looks over at the 3 women on the other ring, and goes, "Are you ready? 1, 2, 3." And then they all do their Tower of Doom at the same time. But she was loud. Like, people on TV heard her. I bet you everybody in that building heard her. Because she's perched up on the top rope like this. She looks over at Rhea, looks over at right at Raquel Gonzalez, and just goes, "Are you ready? 1, 2, 3." And then they all do it. And I'm like, okay. Maybe not so loud next time. So Io Shirai was the final entrant to come in for Team Shotzi. She pushed a ladder into the ring until Gonzalez prevented her from even entering at all. Shotzi almost made her way into the ring after throwing more plunder into and hitting a dropkick concerto to Gonzalez and popped right up and forced her back out. Storm used her belt to tie the cage door shut. So Io was, even though the babyfaces are supposed to have the advantage, they locked Io out so they didn't get that advantage, which was, I guess you could say, in a way, clever. The clock counted down, and Candice LeRae was the final person to come down to the ring. Candice wanted to stay on the outside, but Io came after her. As Io was about to go after her, though, Indy Hartwell would run down and jump Io from behind. Candice finally entered the ring, and Hartwell locked the cage door, basically making you think, uh-oh, Io can never get into this match. So Team Candice beat down their opponents with weapons. LeRae wanted a pinfall attempt, but the official wouldn't count because the match hasn't started since Io wasn't in the ring. All 5 women have to be in the ring at the same time before the match itself can start. You can't start the match, even if, like we saw with Io, she kind of got in the ring and was thrown right back out. So even though Io had entered into the ring at one point, you can't start the match until all 5... No, I'm counting way wrong. It's 4 and 4. They've done 5 before. It's 4 and 4. All 5 people from each match, all 4 people from each team are in the ring consecutively at the same time. So they're all fighting. Still no signs of Io Shirai. All of a sudden we hear Vic Joseph, "Oh my God, Wade, look!" And the camera's pan up, and Io is on the top of this cage, not alone though, but with a steel can, a trash can as you would call it. She then makes this weird look into the camera like, "Ha! Hello!" And she puts the trash can over her head. And the most magnificent thing ever, not that she jumped off the cage with the trash can, that when she came crashing down and took the trash can off, that trash can had not one single dent on it. Not one single dent on that trash can after jumping down on 7 other women. That's a damn sturdy-ass trash can. So Io Shirai grabbed the hammer and attacked all 4 opponents. She landed a Ripley-assisted DDT and a Tiger Feint kick. All 4 of Team Shotzi took out their opponents before Shotzi landed a moonsault. Team Candice then broke up the pin. Ember Moon looked like she was about to attack Storm with a wrench until LeRae broke up the attack and applied a Gargano escape. Blackheart applied a cattle mutilator on Storm. There was a parade of weapon shots concluded with Io Shirai landing a missile dropkick through a chair into Dakota Kai. Kai then fired up and sent Shirai into the turnbuckle before putting the trash can back over Shirai. She landed a diving double stomp, but Moon broke up the pin attempt. Moon attacked with the chair before repeatedly driving Kai's face into a setup chair. She draped Kai over the chair and landed an eclipse, and Storm broke up the pin attempt. Storm would then hit Ember Moon with a Storm Zero through a trash can. But, well, Shirai broke up the cover. Ripley applied her modified Deathlock, and Shirai landed a dropkick on Storm, but Storm kicked out at 2. LeRae then took out Shirai with a Brainbuster and Ripley with a thrust kick through a trash can lid before facing off with Blackheart. The 2 climbed opposite sides of a ladder, but Blackheart knocked LeRae off. Blackheart then landed a diving senton on LeRae through a chair, impacting them both. Across the ring, Storm broke up yet another pin on Kai. Gonzalez backdropped Ripley into the cage before attacking Shirai. Shirai went for a Frankensteiner off the top rope in between the rings, but it was all for nothing because Raquel Gonzalez blocked it, and with one arm, lifted Io Shirai up to where her head was looking over the cage and powerbombed her down through a propped up ladder on 2 chairs. So the ladder's laying down on 2 chairs. She then pins the NXT Women's Champion, and Team Candice wins. But the bigger thing here is not that Team Candice won, it's that, well, the Women's Champion took the pin. Raquel Gonzalez getting that next title shot. It's inevitable. It's inevitable. Also, unfortunately, Candice may have suffered a broken arm. Word going around right now is that Candice does have an arm injury coming out of this match. Don't know if it is a broken wrist or a broken arm. And if we do hear anything further on that, we will let you guys know. But again, Candice LeRae did suffer some sort of an arm injury, and they are fearful that it's either a broken wrist or a full-on broken arm. So, that's not good. Candice might be out for a little bit. Maybe longer than a little, depending on what the injury is. And also, I don't know exactly when in the match the injury may have happened. It's just all I've been told, is that Candice may have broke her arm. So next up, we had Tommaso Ciampa versus Timothy Thatcher. A good, hard-hitting match. I'll say that for sure. But at the same time, it's like, why is this match even happening? Why has Ciampa been targeting Thatcher? There's no rhyme or reason. Thatcher even said it a couple weeks ago. I don't know what Ciampa has to deal with. I have nothing wrong with, Thatcher said, I have no grief with him. I have no problem with him. Why does he have a problem with me? And then when he screwed Thatcher basically out of a match with Kushida, that's when Thatcher got upset with Ciampa. But it's like, why has Ciampa been upset with Thatcher? Why has Ciampa targeted Thatcher? It just doesn't make sense. But the match started off early with some chain wrestling. Thatcher found an opening and landed palm strikes. He went for an armbar, but they were in the ropes. So they had to break it up. They each briefly landed offense before their opponent, or on their opponent. Ciampa hit a hammer fist before making Thatcher's leg the focus of his attack. Thatcher was sent to the outside at one point, but upon entry, Thatcher downed Ciampa with an uppercut. The official took a long time checking on Ciampa after that. Hope he's okay. Haven't heard anything. So if I haven't heard anything, that's a good sign. Thatcher kept to the attack with a suplex, actually multiple suplexes, before locking on a face lock. Ciampa's head was driven into the ring apron at one point. He bit his way out of another face lock, but Thatcher hit a belly-to-belly suplex, and the official wouldn't count as Thatcher's legs were under the ropes. The official checked on Ciampa again after an uppercut. Ciampa fought out of another suplex and attacked with chops, but Thatcher chopped him down. Thatcher went for a butterfly suplex, but Ciampa backdropped him out. They exchanged forearms until cracking heads against each other. Ciampa built momentum with an extended series of clotheslines before perching Thatcher on the top turnbuckle and landing a suplex for a 2. Ciampa then went for the fairy tale ending, but Thatcher countered with a throat chop. Thatcher applied a front sleeper as Ciampa faded, but Ciampa pushed them both outside of the ring. Ciampa briefly and barely made it back into the ring to break the 9 count. 2 running knee strikes allowed Ciampa to lock on a bulldog choke. I think one of these knee strikes landed right in the ear of Thatcher and busted his ear wide open. I think this is where it happened. But Thatcher was bleeding pretty good out of his ear. I did write that right. Next, one of the knee strikes busted Thatcher's ear. Thatcher reached the ropes and flattened Ciampa with a German suplex. He hit another and considered his next move as he thought about it. They made their way to the ring apron. Ciampa fought out of a German suplex attempt, but downed him with forearms. He caught Thatcher coming back and went for a Willow's Bell, but Thatcher dropped to the floor and bounced Ciampa off the ropes. Finish of the match was both men back in the ring. Ciampa went for a backslide, but Thatcher escaped to the apron. Ciampa tied Thatcher up in the ropes and landed chops before hitting the Willow's Bell and pinning Thatcher to pick up the victory. And then in a weird moment, both guys are just sitting on the apron looking at each other. Kind of like hey, good match. Kind of weird. Again, no real rhyme or reason why the match happened in the first place, but hard-hitting, good match. Why not? Then we had the strap match that I think went too long. Actually, way too long. It's Dexter Loomis versus Cameron Grimes. So, both men come out, and the ref's like, I got the strap in the bag, and Cameron Grimes goes, who, baby? baby, no, I got my own strap. It's already on. I'm using my strap. My strap, no strap. And the ref's like, your strap, no strap. No, I got to use this strap. He goes, no, my strap, no strap. And he looks at Dexter Loomis and goes, you okay with his strap? And Loomis just is like, and the ref goes, I guess that means he's okay with it. We'll use your strap. And so he gives the strap to the ref. Before the ref can put it on Loomis's arm, he pulls the strap. And the ref's like, whoa, what are you doing? Ref takes it again. Goes to put the strap on Loomis. And instead of putting the strap, before he can put the strap on him, well, he attacks. Cameron Grimes, that is. Jimmy Too Sweet says, great Cameron Grimes impression. But take it to the moon, baby. Love me some Cameron Grimes. Anyways, Cameron Grimes attacks before the strap even gets put on Dexter Loomis. The two fight outside for a little bit before Grimes beats down his opponent and sends him into the barricade. They finally get in the ring. Loomis avoids a strike and downs Grimes with a Thez press. Finally gets the strap on. So the match technically is now underway. They play tug-of-war early with the strap, and Loomis used his power advantage to yank Grimes towards him and hit a clothesline. Grimes rolled to the floor before Loomis could whip him and tried to escape out of the ringside area, but Loomis used the strap to pull him right back to him. Can't run away, old Cameron Grimes. Can't run away. Sorry, I saw something in the chat that was really weird, and it kind of was like, huh? Okay. It's Undisputed Era, Brian Campbell, not the uploaded era. Anyways, Grimes was thrown to the barricade multiple times, and then Grimes returned the favor on Loomis. Grimes then dropped Loomis over the barricade, buying him time to recover. Loomis creepily tried to climb back in, but Grimes cut him off and yanked him over. Using the strap as his assist, Grimes laid in some strikes on the outside. Grimes then grabbed a bag that was for the other strap and put it over Loomis's head, and the announcers are just going crazy. Wait, this is a strap match. This isn't a blindfold match. What are you doing? This isn't a blindfold match. So he's using the strap as Loomis is draped over the announce desk, getting just strapped and strapped and strapped, and smacked and smacked and smacked. At one point, Grimes pulled Loomis into the WarGames support structure, which is actually a cool little thing they did there, using all the elements around them. Grimes then hit 2 soccer kicks, but Loomis caught him when he went for the third one and yanked him onto the floor. Finally, they both get into the ring, and Loomis repeatedly whipped Grimes with a strap. Grimes fought out of a bulldog and hit a German suplex into the turnbuckle. He then grabbed a chair and attacked Loomis with it. Grimes set up the chair and sat down. He taunted Loomis before Loomis pulled Grimes into a follow-away slam. They traded more strikes, and Loomis gained the upper hand. He went to the top rope, but Grimes pulled him down and hit a back flip power slam. Grimes went for the cave-in, threw a chair, but it was avoided. They had an exchange until Loomis used the strap to trip Grimes headfirst into the chair. Loomis then applied the head and arm choke, blinding Grimes with a strap, and Grimes submitted. So Dexter Loomis picks up the victory here. Hopefully, this is it for Dexter Loomis and Cameron Grimes. So the announcers are talking, and all of a sudden the lights start to flicker. And they go, whoa, huh? What's this? And it cuts to a video, and you see like a clock. You hear a vulture. You hear the Sting croak and stuff. I'm going to go, oh, okay, we've seen this on social media. It's Karrion Kross. So they're teasing the Karrion Kross coming back at any time. Like, maybe as early as this Wednesday. Because as I forgot to mention earlier, they noted, actually, the Prince noted, Finn Balor, he'll be on Wednesday's episode of NXT. So, maybe Finn on NXT Wednesday, Karrion Kross NXT Wednesday. Also, I noticed that there are some mistakes here in my ticker. Give me 2 seconds, guys. For some reason, I thought I took them all off. Boom. There we go. Easy fix. All right. So, Karrion Kross, presumably coming back at any time. Sage Slim, we will get to that soon. That's after the North American title match. And next up, North American title match. Leon Ruff defending against both Johnny Gargano and Damian Priest. The match was absolutely absurd, ridiculous, but oh boy, was this a fun-ass match. These three guys had great chemistry, high energy, and just ripped it all to shreds as far as like just going out there and having a balls-to-the-walls type of match. And I loved it. Early on, Priest was sent to the outside right away as Gargano laid into Ruff with big moves. Ruff used some unique springboards to evade some of Gargano's offense before using the same springboards to hit a Hurricane Rana. Priest told Ruff to get out of his way and send him to the outside, but Ruff fired back with some diving drop kicks. And I loved how Leon Ruff, for the most part in this match, was not just the extra guy that can't hang with these two. No, they gave him enough offense to where he felt legit as far as a defending champion. Not just, this guy lucked into getting the title, which he did, and is a dweeb geek dork. No, he proves that he deserves to be right there where he's at. Like, no one expected this from Leon Ruff, and now he's proving himself. He got put in this spot because they needed somebody for a comedy spot, but now, I bet you that they put him in this for a comedy thing, but then Triple H goes, now prove to them why you deserve to stay in this spot. I can see it right now. I can see exactly how it went. That they used it for a comedy thing. As far as, this guy will never beat Johnny Gargano for the title. Johnny Gargano's going to finally defend a title successfully. Oh my God, the guy that no one expected to win beat him, and his belt doesn't even fit around his waist. Ha ha ha. But I bet you they did all that just for Triple H to then go, now prove to them that you deserve to be the champion, that you deserve this opportunity, that you deserve this spot, and you're not. Would hit Ruff with a choke slam, but Gargano stopped it as he and Ruff attacked Priest. Gargano took out Priest with a dive and told Ruff to do the same, but it was a ruse off with a spear. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm having slight internet issues. Let me try something really fast. Sorry about that, guys. I know the stream might be buffering right now. I'm going to try and lower a setting. Again, I do apologize. Okay, I think we should be okay now. I think I've got it all. I have been having internet issues all day, so I do apologize again. So Priest pulled Gargano to the outside and caught a dive from Ruff, or caught Ruff off of a dive. Ruff ignored Priest's demands, so Priest hit him with a razor's edge through the plexiglass barricade, and officials took Ruff out of the match. So we think, Leon Ruff's gone. But my first thought was, but he's probably coming back, which he did. So, where was I? Ruff was taken out, and Gargano took advantage with the tornado DDT on the floor for the one final beat on the ramp, but Priest cut it off and landed a spinning heel kick for a 2. Gargano avoided a razor's edge and landed sliced bread for a 2. They avoided each other's big strikes before Gargano hit a couple of kicks. Priest fired up and leveled Gargano with a lariat for a double down. Ruff ran back in and landed a on Gargano. He laid in some ground and pound while keeping Priest at bay before landing a step-up dive. All of a sudden, Ruff came in with a huge springboard cutter on Gargano for a 2 before heading to the top rope. Gargano popped up and yanked down Ruff. Bloody nose or lip. I don't know exactly where, but he had blood like right in this area. I don't know if his nose got busted or his lip got busted, but right in this area, this blood from old Johnny TakeOver. Where was I? Ruff then used a Tyler Bate kind of rebound move to flatten Gargano with a lariat for a 2. He went to the top, but from the way. Priest said that Ruff was out of chances and downed Ruff with a boot before hitting a flatliner on both men. Priest went to the corner and both guys. He tossed Ruff into Gargano with a broken arrow. Ruff at one point climbed the ropes, but Gargano rolled out of the way of a frog splash attempt and locked on the Gargano escape. Priest escaped the ropes and broke it up before climbing to the top and hitting a spinning heel kick on Gargano. Ruff avoided a corner splash, but Priest shrugged off a clothesline. Gargano landed a super kick, but Priest turned the one final beat into a chokeslam. 3 ghost killers, 3 scream appear, but Priest fought them all off. Another 3 appeared, and Priest took them out with a step-up dive. Priest then landed a corner tope. Other 3. Gargano tried to take advantage, but Priest caught a dive attempt and slammed Gargano. Ruff then landed a frog splash on Gargano, but Priest barely, and I mean barely, broke up the pin. Ruff took the fight to Priest, but Priest flattened him with a spinning kick. Priest then caught Gargano and went for the reckoning. Gargano hit a thrust kick, and Priest hit a cyclone kick. Priest then set up for another reckoning, but another ghost face appeared and attacked Priest with a lead pipe. Ruff tried to take advantage with a roll-up, but Gargano kicked out of 2. Gargano then hit a one final beat and pinned Ruff to become the first ever 3-time NXT North American Champion. After the match, Johnny Gargano and the final Scream Ghost were walking up the ramp when he took his mask off to reveal it was none other than Austin Theory. So Austin Theory has been the one helping Johnny Gargano. Next up, we learned that, well, it's not all about New Year's Eve. It's about New Year's Evil. The first NXT of 2021 will be an NXT special edition, I guess you can call it, as they're calling it New Year's Evil on January 6th. Before we get into our main event, I want to say that our poll has subsided here on Twitch. As far as what you guys thought of tonight's TakeOver, 82% said you liked it, 9% said it was just all right, and, well, 9% also said that you didn't like it. Interesting. Also, let me check something. I do have a message here I need to check. Maybe some TakeOver news. Triple H is doing a conference call right now, so I've got someone listening to that for me. I was just told we may have some news coming out of that conference call. Give me 1 second. Triple H may have confirmed Candice's injury. I'm double checking. Yes, Triple H has confirmed that Candice LeRae did suffer a broken arm. During the post-TakeOver conference call, Triple H confirmed that Candice LeRae is getting checked for a possible broken arm after WarGames. Triple H says that Candice is getting her arm x-rayed and checked out. So, unfortunately, Candice LeRae did suffer a broken arm. That's why when all the women were posing like this, Candice posed like this. One arm up, the other arm kind of like this. So, unfortunately, Candice LeRae did suffer a broken arm. Triple H did confirm it on the post-TakeOver conference call. And one more thing. We may have some more news coming out of that conference call. Ooh, that's not good. Triple H may have took a shot at Trey Miguel because they signed 2/3 of the Rascals. Apparently, Triple H was asked about why Trey Miguel was not signed when Zachary Wentz and Desmond Xavier were both signed. Triple H said he won't go into details about why someone isn't signed, but he brings up that there's passion associated with needing to be signed. He can see it in certain wrestlers at the PC. So, I don't know if he's saying that he doesn't think Trey Miguel has the passion to be in WWE. That's an interesting line. Very interesting line. Interesting that Triple H would say that. Okay. But we move on to our main event. NXT TakeOver. WarGames men's match. This match was an epic classic WarGames match for the NXT era. As far as NXT WarGames matches go, I'm going to say right now, best one so far. So the match started off with the two men that fought for the advantage in the ladder match, Kyle O'Reilly and Pete Dunne. Neither man could really get the advantage as they were grappling early on. O'Reilly tried to turn a triangle into a cross armbar. Dunne fought out and caught O'Reilly in a triangle through the ropes. O'Reilly escaped and went for a Kimura. He decided to go with a German suplex, but Dunne flipped out and hit a buzzsaw kick before moving onto a small joint manipulation kind of deal. They went back and forth here with some fast-paced exchanges, which Dunne won with a hand stomp and another buzzsaw kick. O'Reilly popped up and applied a guillotine, but he couldn't maintain the grip, and he had to release it. Dunne then hit a release suplex and locked on a cross arm breaker. O'Reilly turned it into a heel hook, though. McAfee acted like he wanted to come out next. His team's got the advantage, and then told Oney Lorcan, you got it. Well, actually, no. Oney Lorcan stopped Pat, and Pat was like, yeah, you can go. Like, Pat wasn't coming out next. So O'Reilly took the fight to Lorcan as he came down, but the 2-on-1 advantage really overwhelmed him. Lorcan landed a half-and-half suplex, and Dunne kicked O'Reilly in the arm. Dunne held O'Reilly's arm open while Lorcan laid in some chops. O'Reilly rolled into the other ring and caught both opponents with dragon screw leg whips on the ropes. He then landed a diving knee onto Lorcan, but was immediately met with a drop kick from Pete Dunne. Dunne and Lorcan continued their double-team beatdown till the clock ticked down. Bobby Fish would then come out next. He fought off both opponents before finishing it off with a suplex on Dunne into Lorcan. He flattened Lorcan with a spine buster and sent Dunne to the gap between the rings. This is where O'Reilly hit him with a boot. Fish and O'Reilly then downed Lorcan with a DDT into a German suplex. Dunne tried to stop the attack, but his opponents easily dispatched him. O'Reilly wrestled with Lorcan and Fish, or O'Reilly wrestled with Lorcan as Fish wrestled with Dunne, until Danny Burch would come out next. Burch grabbed a big bag of, cricket bats, and they had to let us know those things are heavier than your normal baseball bat. So he and Dunne beat down their opponents with the cricket bats. Burch taunted O'Reilly and was about to crack him with the bat, but O'Reilly surprised him with a heel hook as Burch frantically tapped out. But the match hasn't officially started yet, so, tap outs don't count. It ain't doing nothing. Dunne broke up the submission, though, with a diving stomp, and Burch nailed O'Reilly with a bat. Roderick Strong would come out next, but was immediately laid out by Lorcan and Burch. Strong answered with clotheslines and chops before hitting Dunne with a backbreaker, and this backbreaker was just holy crap. There's no way to not make this not hurt, because he suplexes up Pete Dunne, but as he does it, he throws Pete Dunne up like 7 feet in the air. Pete Dunne just comes crashing down right on the knees and the calves of, oh my God, of Roderick Strong, and it's just like, that hurts. That hurts. Strong hit strikes on all three opponents, but was cut off and sent headfirst into the cage by Oney Lorcan. Team McAfee regained control as Pat McAfee came down himself. So Pat McAfee comes down to the ring, but doesn't get in the ring. He grabs a table. The table had the Undisputed Era logo on it, and it had the name of one of the members of Undisputed Era. He then pulled out 3 more matching tables. Each one had another name on it. One said Cole, one said O'Reilly, one said Fish, one said Strong. He threw in some chairs as well. And finally, Pat McAfee entered the match and just sat on the top rope for a little bit. They then set Strong up on a table, and Pat McAfee's first move of the match was a picture-perfect, couldn't have done it any better moonsault through a table onto Roderick Strong through a table. Like, this moonsault couldn't have been done any perfect. Not only did he have the perfect height and extension of the moonsault, but he landed perfectly center on Roderick Strong. Like, holy fuck. And I sent out a tweet, and I'm going to stand behind this tweet. Pat McAfee is not just another celebrity doing a match for WWE. He is out there willing and able to do anything that any of those 7 other guys would or could do. He's not going out there being, I'm a celebrity, I can take it easy, and they're going to pay me money to be here because I got a name. No, he's out there trying to prove himself as just another one of the boys. And you can really tell that. And Triple H reiterated that on the conference call, I think it was Wednesday or Thursday. I think it was Thursday. That Pat McAfee is out here not just playing wrestler, but doing what he needs to prove that he can be a legit professional wrestler. And he did that multiple times in this match. So he hits the moonsault, the clock kicks down, and out comes Adam Cole. Final entrant in the match, Adam Cole is basically all alone at this point with everybody else down from his team. He grabs a fire extinguisher because they're all standing at the door waiting for him. So he shoots that fire extinguisher in their face. All 4 men are temporarily blinded, and he also brings in a steel chair. And he starts going wild on Dunn, Lorcan, and Birch. Cole and McAfee are then the only 2 men standing. And as Cole's going for McAfee, Dunn pops up. And Dunn flattens Cole with a forearm smash and laid in some stomps. Cole, though, countered with the bitter end into a DDT. McAfee caught Cole from behind, allowing Dunn to break Cole's fingers. But then O'Reilly stopped him before a chair shot. O'Reilly then talked trash to McAfee, accusing him of playing pro wrestler. I like that line. McAfee was about to start a fight with Cole, or start a fight with O'Reilly before Cole attacked with a chair. The match broke down, and all 8 men brawled. Undisputed Era got the advantage. Dunn, though, attacked Fish from behind. Fish turned an X-Plex into a sleeper. Lorcan broke up a blockbuster. O'Reilly landed a knee strike, but Lorcan broke up a pinfall attempt. Lorcan and Burts then hit a magic killer on O'Reilly, but Fish broke up the pin attempt. Cole had the advantage until McAfee cut him off with the chop block from behind. McAfee locked on a figure 4 leg lock as his teammates ran interference. Cole turned it around and reversed the pressure onto McAfee. Dunn broke it up with a stomp. Lorcan and Burts then set up a table with Cole's name on it, but they were cut off by Strong and Fish. Dunn caught a Cole super kick and turned it into an armbar, but Cole forced Dunn's shoulders down onto the mat, so Dunn had to break because he was going to get pinned if he didn't. Cole then hit a Ushigoroshi for a near fall. Cole then set up a table and looked to go for a superplex, and he did. Superplex Dunn through it. Fish and Strong put Birch on a table and tried to powerbomb Dunn through it, but the table didn't break. And Wade Barrett goes, oh man, what are these tables made out of? They just won't break, because they tried like 2 or 3 times before the table broke. Strong then dove off the top with the splash, threw Dunn and Birch, breaking the table. He's like, I'm just going to put my whole body weight through this. McAfee tried to take advantage and attack Cole, but Cole sent him flying through a table. Dunn, Lorcan, and Birch were all forced between the ropes and the cage. Undisputed Era each hit strikes, and it was like, okay, Pete Dunne's standing there, all 4 men going to hit him with a different kind of strike. Only Lorcan's standing there, all 4 men going to hit him with a different kind of strike. And he's standing cage, person, ropes. So they're locked in there, presumably. And then, of course, they hit him, Danny Birch, only Lorcan, all 3. McAfee then came in and broke it up. Strong dove. Where was I? McAfee was the only member of his team standing tall, and so the Undisputed Era surrounded him. They're like, what are you going to do, Pat? Come on, Pat, what are you going to do? And they did the whole schoolyard bully thing where they popped him in the back of the head and stuff. And the Undisputed Era took turns tossing McAfee into the cage. Again, another spot where Pat McAfee showed that he'll do anything. He's not just going to take it easy because he's a celebrity. No, he took all 4 men took turns grabbing Pat and throwing him into the cage. They tried to inflict more punishment, but took too long as Dunn, Lorcan, and Birch re-entered the fray and regained control. Everyone climbed various turnbuckles. Lorcan nailed a diving uppercut on Fish, but Cole hit a top rope neckbreaker on Dunn, and Strong hit a superplex on McAfee. All 8 men were now down. Looks like at this point everyone was going to start brawling, but the camera panned up, and Pat McAfee is on the top of the cage. Pat McAfee then basically jumps off with a swanton and lands on everybody in the middle of that first ring. Again, another spot where he proved he'll do anything. Where was I? Dunn and O'Reilly then faced off after this with some exchanges. Dunn snapped O'Reilly's fingers and hit a bitter end, but O'Reilly kicked out of a great near fall like 3.9. O'Reilly hit a brainbuster on Dunn on the steel between the two rings, and you heard that thud. Dunn kicked out, though, at another close 3.8, 3.9. O'Reilly set Dunn up on a chair and headed to the top turnbuckle. McAfee cut him off with a chair shot. He tried to attack Cole with the chair, but Cole avoided and grabbed the chair. McAfee countered the chair shot with a low blow, but Cole then hit a pump kick. Cole wanted the Panama Sunrise, and Birch tried to interfere, but Strong tackled him through a table. Cole tried for a Panama Sunrise of his own. No, Pat tried for a Panama Sunrise of his own, but he jumped too far in, not far enough out, ate a super kick. Cole then jumps to the top rope. Panama Sunrise, last shot. Lorcan got in the way, though, and took it before Dunn hit Cole with the bitter end through a chair. O'Reilly, Fish, and Strong then dispatched Dunn from hitting the high-low, through a chair on Lorcan. O'Reilly then hit Lorcan with a diving knee drive with a chair over his face. Kyle O'Reilly would then pin Oney Lorcan to win the WarGames match. So the Undisputed Era does defeat, I guess you'd call them, the brand, the Kings of NXT, Pat McAfee's crew, whatever you want to call them. But that was how the show goes off the air, with the Undisputed Era standing tall. Now remember, guys, you can join me, 510-906-1341. Again, that number is 510-906-1341. You can text in or call into the show and give me your thoughts on tonight's NXT TakeOver WarGames. We do have some text messages. I don't know if we'll get any calls, but in the meantime, I'm going to read your text messages. Person says, do you think NXT's women's title between Io and Raquel will take place on New Year's Evil? With Shotzi and Candice not being involved in the decision, do you also think they will have the actual blow-off of the match at New Year's Evil? I kind of get what you're saying in there. Do you think that Shotzi or Io versus Raquel for the title will be at New Year's Evil? Good chance. Very good chance. This person says, you see Undisputed Era doing now after WarGames. Personally, I wouldn't mind seeing them come to the main roster. I wouldn't either, and I think that is the way to go. Don't break them up. Don't do that. No. But move them to the main roster. What is left for the Undisputed Era to do in NXT is the big question. And I don't know if there's anything left for Undisputed Era to do in NXT. There really isn't. This person says, where's Beth Phoenix? I heard her, but she was nowhere to be found. That because Beth was in North Carolina. Beth was at home. Ever since the pandemic started, Beth has actually been doing commentary from her house. Morrow was doing the same thing before he left WWE as well, from his home. So they've got not Candice, sorry, I saw something say Candice LeRae. They've got Beth all set up at her home, so she doesn't have to leave. But she still gets to work every Wednesday and whenever they do a takeover. They've accommodated her in her request to not want to travel during COVID. So, more props to them. They could have just said, okay, when you're ready to travel, we'll put you back on commentary. No. They said, okay, what do we need to do to get you the right equipment so that way you can do it from home? And they did that. And they did it well enough to where she still sounds like she's there and doesn't have to be there. Remember, guys, you can call in as well, 510-906-1341. First says, do you bring them up as heels or baby faces? It don't matter. Actually, it kind of does. It depends. If you bring them up on SmackDown, heels. Because there's always room for more heels on SmackDown. If you bring them up on Raw, baby faces, because there's too many heels on Raw. So it depends. Raw, I say baby faces. Heels, SmackDown. I think they'd fit better with the roster they do have on SmackDown. But with that, unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're going to get any calls. So we will wrap this all up. I want to say thank you guys for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PW Unlimited. Also, we're here on YouTube. YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited. I want to say thank you for joining me here to talk about NXT TakeOver WarGames. We will be live again tomorrow night for Monday Night Raw. So have a great night, guys, and we'll see you next time. All right. Let's find